If you've tried the motley collection of American muscle cars from the 1980s and 90s in the other group, fast but flawed cars developed to put a shine on otherwise forgettable models, you'll know by now that sometimes more power isn't always enough. The latest breed of muscle car proves, however, that thankfully, it usually is. The 2007 Shelby GT500 produces exactly 500 brake horsepower and drives better than a car costing less than $50,000 has any right to. Remarkably, the Mustang has rivals, and two of them are here. The Chevy Camaro ZL1 with its 580 brake horsepower V8 and the Dodge Challenger SRT8 392 with its throwback cubic inches badge. In modern money, that's 6.4 litres. Drive them. Drive them all and take comfort in the knowledge that there are people out there, besides Clarkson, who will never believe you can have enough power.
Oh shit. No, why is it under a DLC? It's not fair. No, fine. Even though I'm probably gonna suck driving, going for the Shelby. What do the special colors look on it? Okay, too tacky. Just do that. Might as well. I wish people would engage with the stream instead of leaving.
2013 Ford Shelby GT500.
Yeah, I can't make the stream engaging myself.
We head back to the warm air of Monterey County, California for more racing at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca.
Boom, 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 boom. Ow. And I already failed. Get your boat ass out of my way. Womp womp. stream sounds or looks iffy, let me know and I can mess with the settings. So obviously, I'm not monitoring that on my phone. I do have chat pulled up on my phone, but that's about it. Also, if you have questions, ask them. If you have stuff you want to talk about or whatever, say those. I don't mind talking about random shit. I hope I get to drive a Mustang at some point at my job. Anyone who's new here, I drive cars for an auction house. It's only part-time though, every Thursday. And, we get to drive anything from cars that I believe shouldn't even be at auction, like really destroyed, clapped out shit boxes to the newest vehicles out there. Even some that have crazy low miles, like only 200 miles. And I've seen a few Mustangs, I've seen a few Corvettes, I've seen a couple like really nice Cadillacs and stuff like that. But I haven't even had the chance to drive them yet. I did drive a couple police SUVs the other day. With obviously everything's ripped out of them when they go to auction, but they weren't too bad. Fortunately, since I'm driving for the auction, I can't test out their power or anything, but it's still fun to drive. I think so far, my favorite car that I've driven was I want to say a Jeep Comanche, but it was like a limited edition version. It's really nice, like a small vehicle obviously, but it's really nice. Not only the interior, but just how it performed. I think it was 23, I want to say. Pretty low miles too. I think it had 100,000 or something like that. A lot of the cars we get are from lease turn-ins or people who just don't want their vehicle anymore. And they'd rather put it up to auction than trying to sell it on Marketplace. Any car is actually worth anything doesn't go below 20 grand there, which is crazy. All the ones that need like a ton of work, like for example, I had to drive a cargo van the other day. The sliding door on the passenger side, it wouldn't shut. The passenger side door was missing the controls, the window, and you couldn't even open the door. I think even the back doors went shut. Radio's missing out of it. Pretty sure it had some weird, I think it was a lifter tick. But, you know, that's a simple thing. Just pull the covers off and whatever. But and then I think it has weird throttle responses too. But oh, and the shifter was missing like all the controls for the wipers and everything. Yeah, we get some of those vehicles, then we also get some really nice new ones. Or even nicer old ones. Like, I think the oldest car I've driven was, I want to say a 2014, but maybe not. We also get EVs there, which are pretty cool. They're, you know, unique to drive. I didn't do too bad in that race. I didn't have to restart it a billion times. You know, I definitely should have picked a better vehicle, but whatever.
we return to Switzerland to an event in the wintry Bernese Alps.
Oh, I don't mind this track. I like it. Might be a bit hard to do with the Cobra though. Yeah, this track requires you to have a lot of traction control on it. It's a fun track though. Oh, it's just overtake one? Okay. Simple. This race was so much easier if I had an actual setup, somebody using a controller, but shit. It would have been fine, but I'm redoing it. Traction? Who needs traction? Ah, fuck. Not bad, not bad. Yep, I hate that it won't let me skip these.
Today, we head back to the Peach State, Georgia, for another event at Road Atlanta.
Georgia. Back to Georgia. This track isn't too bad. There's a lot of turns in it though. Ooh, that's a nice Cobra. Older Cobra too. Real nice one though. See, I don't mind newer Cobras, but I definitely have more of a favoritism towards the older ones. They just look a lot better in my opinion. That's the old cars in general. And I fucked up. I didn't slow down enough. Come on. I'm trying to do this one without no damage to the body. That's why I'm restarting when I don't really need to. Damn it. There we go. By damage, I mean like when it tells you I have, well, when it tells me I have damage. That's actually gonna affect things like downforce, brakes, drive shafts, drivetrain, oil, all that fun stuff. Oh shit. Holy shit. I've never slid that fast in the grass. Hang on a second. Slow down. Slow down. God damn. Okay, I might have to restart this race, but that's perfectly fine. That I literally have never in this game in any vehicle slid that fast going down the grass. Damn it. Hey, we're restarting this race. I wish people would come say hi. I'm surprised how well the Xbox has been performing so far. I just took it apart and applied new, well, not only cleaned the dust out of it, but I got rid of the old dried up thermal paste and put some fresh stuff on it. You know, this isn't exactly a intensive heat producing game. Oh shit. I think it's performing better than it did yesterday. I'll really know once I play COD again. That's more intensive than this game is. And that'll really stress things out and start producing some heat. I need to get a, well, I don't need, but I want to get a 1 terabyte hard drive for it. The hard drive holder has their space for it. The only thing I would have to do is I would take the current hard drive and the new one, just copy or either copy or move everything over. Just make the whole thing simpler. I'll probably copy it. Ooh. I'd probably copy it because that's the easiest way to do it, and then in case anything messes up, I'm not losing everything, including the operating system. Though I know I can get the operating system online. I can do it with the USB, but I don't know how difficult that would be on the Xbox. God damn it. Because I did it on the Optiplex 380. I bought for 25 bucks. I flashed Windows 10 on it because it had it originally had Windows 7 Pro. So now I have Windows 10, I believe, Pro. It's not activated, but that's fine. I don't need everything that activated Windows gives you. I'm debating on if I want to spend the money and get the a GPU on it so I can actually use it for more than just like look stuff up or whatever. But at the same time, I know it's a pretty outdated system in general. I have spent a little bit of money. Like I spent, I think, 15 bucks something getting a 4 GB stick of DDR3. Because it takes DDR3 and up to 8 gigabytes. So I just bought a second one to take full advantage of that. And then I bought the rubber anti-vibration mount for the computer fan. Because the original ones were all dry rotted and falling apart. And then I put thermal paste on it too. That needed redone, but can't really do anything though because it needs to have a GPU to run anything. Like I installed Steam. Oh shit, this is happening again. We're restarting this race again. As I'm yapping. I installed Steam on it and I went to run it and it just lagged. Like doing anything, it was lagging. That just tells me it needs a GPU because I can't handle running it off of the onboard graphics, which I don't know what those are, but like the specifics for it. If I can get a GPU for it that will actually work with the current, like without getting an extra power supply or bottlenecking anything, I can get a I want to say a 1070, if not a 1030 for it. That for only like $100, or just under $100. That will not only work perfectly for the system, but it won't require me to upgrade anything. And if it is bottlenecked at all, it won't be so bottlenecked that I could risk damaging it. And then I can always resell it later too. Either by itself, or I can always charge a bit more for the whole system with it. But just doing some simple tests on it though, like just looking things up, messing around with file location, something like that. It's simple, that shouldn't strain anything at all. It works perfectly fine. So I think for 25 bucks, what I paid for it originally, and count the say 20 bucks I spent on getting a couple stuff for it, $45, and so far it's not bad. Even if I do decide to get the GPU so I can actually use it, $145 for a computer that runs decently isn't bad. Yeah, it's a 16-year-old computer, but what are you to do in this economy? When DDR5 is like $500. DDR4 is getting expensive now too. Come on. Okay. I can't keep getting into fucking grass. I'm just glad it's not running on DDR2. DDR2 would be a huge bottleneck for anything. I mean, I'm pretty sure it has a 500 gig I think it's a WB, right? Western Blue or Western Digital or whatever, WD. 500 gig hard drive in it. Damn it! Which works perfectly fine still. It's literally the same hard drive that's in the Xbox. What sucks about it is it can only have one fan unless I make a custom mount or modify the case, put more fans in it. It uses a I think it's a 240 fan, but it's like a real thick one. It's in a directional heat, a directional air intake, like cowl. I think that's what it's called, right? A cowl. It seems to work just fine though. Even the heat sink, there wasn't even a scratch on it. Well, maybe there is a scratch on it, but it looks brand new after I cleaned everything. It was dusty. Sucks that the back panel is riveted on, because there's a ton of dust and dirt trapped in the back panel and the main frame of in the internal frame of the case. It did come with a optical drive, which I think is pretty cool in my opinion. Which means I can always use it to like watch movies and stuff. I don't know how good it would play them, but. And then it even came with the option to put a second optical drive in there for like, you know, burning disk or whatever. There's an extra bay for a second hard drive, which if I get the extra cord I need it to plug into the motherboard, I can use that to copy the hard drive files that I would have to do, like the Xbox, if I were to upgrade to a 1 terabyte. Come on! Oh, yep, no, I could probably catch up and get past them, but I don't want to lose my spot because I'm yapping and not paying attention to the game. I'm yapping so much because I know people like to stay in trance when people are actually talking. Even though this is now an older game, but it's still fun to play. And it still requires you to pay attention and to think about what you're doing to be able to win at all, to not slide 100 miles an hour down the grass. And it's just also, like, in my opinion, it's a like really visually beautiful game, especially with how all the light physics, with the lighting physics and all that stuff. The sound crisp. Which, yes, I know, for a semi-modern game, it's not surprising, but still. I know more modern games that look terrible, or they come out looking terrible and they require like a huge overhaul to even begin looking good. Okay, I'm gonna stop yapping now. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh. Oh.
we head back for another event in historic Prague, a city that was founded over 1,000 years ago.
Okay. I might be getting I'm giving for you. I fucked up. Aw, someone's here and then they left. Again. Why does anyway stick around? Damn it. Damn it. It's doing so good. Damn it! Get out of my way, Grandma. The echo sounds so good. I wonder how this game would sound. Oop, damn it. I wonder how this game would sound if I actually had my oh, excuse me. My surround sound set up properly. Like if I had the room set up properly. So right now I have left and right rear channels on my left side, and then I have my left and right front channels in front of me. I don't have room to put one speaker on the left side, one speaker on the right side for the rear channels. With how small our room is, it doesn't sound bad at all. It actually sounds pretty good, but it doesn't sound as good as it could. Damn it! It doesn't sound as good as it could if I had it all set up properly. Also help if I had a better stereo instead of an older one. I have old, I think it's a Pioneer stereo. It works, don't get me wrong. But it's old enough to where it has to warm up, otherwise it will buzz. If it gets turned off at all. Like if you turn it off and you turn it on, it has to warm up, otherwise you'll get buzzing from it. Not through the channel, just from the stereo itself. It has 9 track. It has tape players on the bottom. The middle is your channel mixing. Well, not your channel mixing. Well, I guess it is your channel mixing, but it's where you control your lows and your highs, your mids. And then as that, and then right above that would be what input and output you're doing. Like input. Like if it's coming from aux, if it's coming from the radio, the tapes, whatever. It has the option for a record player to be connected to it and stuff. Like, yeah, the thing's old, but it works, so I haven't worried about it. I probably won't ever worry about this. I use older speakers. I have 2 JBL Century 100s, and then I have 2 Sharp CR 9850s, I think that's what they are. Let me look at them real quick. Oh, sorry, CP 9850s. Which are a 3-way speaker system, so you got your low, your mid, and your high all in one thing. Same goes for the JBL Century 100s.
Your next event takes you to the hills of the Mount Panorama Circuit in Australia.
My JBL Century 100s, though, they need new mids and highs. Because they're burnt out from the previous owner. I've tried fixing them myself, but yeah, they're burnt out. So either I'd have to pay someone to actually rebuild them, or I would have to find direct replacements, which are hard to find considering it's such an old speaker. Replacements that aren't going to cost me an arm and a leg. So if I had to replace the main speaker, the low speaker, expensive. Like for the Sharps, because they have Sharps I'm not too worried about. They have a overcurrent protection, over ampering protection. It has its own breakers inside and everything that they will shut down the speakers if they get over amped or whatever, and they will protect them. And then it will reset itself automatically type of deal. Century 100s though don't have that. They're just like direct plug and play to your stereo. Now the Sharp speakers, the lows are way bigger than the Century 100s are. Way bigger. But Century 100s would be really expensive to replace. Because I wouldn't be able to find direct replacements for them. I would have to find either maybe I'll be able to find JBL speakers that would fit in the hole, but they wouldn't be the same speaker, which would suck in my opinion. But I think that's why I haven't changed the mids and lows. Sorry, the mids and highs. I just unplugged them. So I have enough auditory and electrical auditory. I think that's how you say it. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. And electrical knowledge, where I know it's safe and okay, and how to unplug speakers from their system if need be. Damn it! That's why I just built someone a set of Bluetooth speakers. It costs about $70 to do it, but they're upgradable. I used a 100 and something watt amplifier, like small one, real nice too. And then just 2 simple 3-watt speakers and a aux Bluetooth radio SE USB chipset or frontal, whatever you want to call it. Decoder. That's what it's called, decoder. And then that has the option to run 2 amplifiers off of that. I'm starting this race. But I'm only running 1 amplifier off of it. So that leaves an open channel on both decoders because you want 2 matching speakers. And then each amplifier can run 4 speakers. So like there's a lot of room there for upgrading. Considering that the current speakers are only like for 4 ohm 3 watt, the amplifier can go to 100 and something or whatever. There's a ton of upgrading room there. A ton. And all he uses them is for his PC, which is perfectly fine. You know, it's whatever, it works for him. I built them for him completely at cost to me. I traded I was looking for a laptop, and he had one. So I built him the speakers, and he gave me an old laptop. It was Acer Chromebook 15, which I just sold a couple days ago for $40. So I'm down like $30 in the hole making those speakers for him and doing the trade. But he likes them. He's been using them every time he wants the audio to come out of speakers when he's on his PC. He keeps saying he wants a sound bar, but I keep asking him why. Like, you have two really nice speakers. He's like, yeah, but visually I want a sound bar. He's one of those people, which I can build him a sound bar, but it would cost a bit more, and he would have to actually pay me for that one. Considering I would have to do everything by hand like I did with the other ones, but I would have to build the boxes for him by hand. For the ones I already built, for the box for soundbar by hand. For the speakers I made him, I just used some takeout boxes, plastic ones. Took an X-Acto knife, cut out the holes for the speakers and the decoder, and then I took styrofoam corners from some packaging. I don't remember which packaging I got them from. Real nice styrofoam corners, put them on the back so they can sit up. And then I put a 12-volt something amp hour battery on the back of that small one. That battery for him has been lasting for a long time. He hasn't charged it, and I built him the speakers last year. I want to say September, maybe earlier than that. He hasn't had to charge them yet, so they're like perfect for a little setup like that. Which I actually plan to build my own set of speakers using the same battery, possibly the same amplifier, because I want to do bigger speakers for my own setup. And then I would probably use a different decoder. Like, that one works, but you can't have Bluetooth and aux at the same time because they fight with each other. I'm sorry, you can't have Bluetooth and the power at the same time. It makes a sound come through the thing, but it will decode aux without it being powered on anyway. So, and then I use a 12-volt. I want to say maybe a 10 amp. Like, it's maybe even less than that. Little toggle switch on the side, so you can turn the speakers themselves off whenever he wants or needs to. Those amplifiers need power for themselves, and then you need power for your decoder whenever that's on or whatever. Ow. Which I actually want to start selling custom speakers, but the thing is, I would have to charge not only for the parts, but I would have to figure out the cost for labor. So I wouldn't charge a lot. So I like building things, I like tinkering and stuff. And then the person buying it would have to be able to find value in it, because me building you a speaker is going to cost more than you just going and buying one of either equal, maybe even higher value, at least to start out. Yes, the one just off the shelf is going to look like everyone else's, but if I build it, it's going to be unique to you. And that's just until I can figure out a cheaper way to do it. Now, the way I did it for him, I made it so you can upgrade it. If I was going to do it again for someone else, similar way or whatever, I would use a smaller amplifier specifically for the smaller speakers instead of one that can be upgraded to bigger ones, which would bring the cost down. Say it was $35 speaker thing. Yeah, that sounds about right. with the parts that I use, which I can bring that down to maybe 20, 25 speaker, which isn't bad. And not everyone's going to want a set of speakers, they might only want one. Obviously brings the cost down from a total, stuff like that, but anyways, I'm over here yapping about speakers and I'm driving off the road. I've already been streaming for 40 minutes. Sorry, 46 minutes. Very easy. I'm having fun though, so I don't mind. I think this is the last section of the sports category that I need to do. Once all these races are done, I think we're done with that one.
We now head back to the Top Gear test track, designed by Lotus to be a true test of a car's ability.
It's like the only message in my chat is my own. And it's just providing the links to everything. Ugh. Fucked up. I didn't do too bad, holy shit. And again, that's a really easy one to do.
Now we return to the scenic hillsides at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for another event at Road America.
Which one has pit stops in this game? I remember playing the NASCAR in PS2, there's pit stops. And I'm sure there are games I can get to have them, but whatever. Ow. I think I have 1 or 2 more races after this one to do, and then we're done with this section. Out of my way! And I fucked up. I fucked up. Ooh, I should probably check on Game Pass later to see if there's any not Game Pass, it's a Xbox store, and if there's any like NASCAR games or anything that I can get. I wouldn't mind doing some more racing games and have more variety instead of just this one. Especially if there, I'm definitely trying to see if there's any free racing games. Considering I don't have money. Haha, loser! Haha! Stay back here. Ow. Sounds so good. Wah! I'd almost say it sounds like my RC the other day. No, have I talked about that yet? Maybe I did. But I have a Traxxas slash VXL 4x4. I got it as just a rolling chassis, no motor, no ESC, no transfer, no receiver, no battery, no nothing. So I spent the money and got a Spectrum 3300 kV system. It was on sale for like 80 bucks. Normally like 110, 120. Anyways, I bought that, and then I bought a set of eddy bearings, which is just an upgraded direct replacement bearing kit for the Slash. And then I spent the money on getting a 52 clutch delete kit for it, because the clutch was slipping, and I was tired of it. All the clutches really does is help save your gears a bit. That's really all it does, so I wasn't worried about it. And then I bought a 3S, like a really big 3S battery. I don't remember the milliamps. And I don't have it in arm's reach at the moment. But I took it out yesterday, so I had to go to the mailbox to grab the mail. I was like, I'll walk. So I took it with me, you know. I don't know what, I've never took it for a ride after I put all the stuff in it. Like, I played it up and down my road a little bit, but I never, like, went on a walk with it to see how long it lasts, or just mess around with it. I guess it warmed it up, because on the way back, I was able to make that thing fly like a rocket. Like, the body ended up breaking itself, and I flipped off of a speed bump with it. But anyways, well, sorry, the back of the body broke. The front of it was perfectly fine. So when I would go forward, it would lift up the whole back of it, like a giant wing almost. The whole body would be the wing. Okay, one race left. Anyways, I was like, you know, let's see how fast I can get going. I don't know the top speed because I don't have a GPS for it yet. But that thing was zooming, like it was whining, going up and down the road. I've never heard that car whine the way it did.
The next event takes us back to Florida and the historic Sebring International Raceway.
Like it was whining, like it was going fast. And the thing is, all it has, you know, it's 3300 kV motor, which is a higher turn rate brushless motor, which means it has more torque. Oh, sorry, no, it has less torque than a lower kV. Like say like a 2000 kV motor would have more torque, which could turn a taller gear, which theoretically can make it go faster. Which I might have to do that at some point. We'll see. I've never made a super fast car before, so I'm still in the waters about it. And it's so fast as is, I might just leave it as is. Not only do I have dirt tires for it, that's what came with it as a rolling chassis, but I bought Proline street tires for it after I bought the Spectrum kit and the bearings and the battery. So I knew it needed actual tires for the road. That should grip up and not balloon them. Well, it still balloons them, but it doesn't destroy them when it balloons. And it's actually able to grip to the road. Now, in the snow, I would have to have dirt tires on it. I learned that really quickly. The street tires are strictly for street. They do not like anything else. Even when it's wet out, it doesn't like it. But they hook up really, really good though. So I'm okay with that investment. I plan to get a roll cage for it, because you can get one for like 25 bucks. And I plan to get what else was it? Oh yeah, upgraded control arms, and I want to replace the turnbuckles with stiff arms, just so I don't have to worry about it, and it'll help with the suspension travel and whatnot. Yeah, I plan to do those as my next upgrade. And then there's something else I can't remember off the top of my head. I do need to get a body for it at some point, because the body that came with it was already kind of destroyed. And then obviously I broke it. And I just like taped it up today to make it so it'll work. I don't know how well it'll work. I used some plastic off of a smaller body that I had for RC I don't have anymore. I used the plastic from those bodies just to make the mounts work again for the clipless system that Traxxas has for a lot of their bodies. Instead of worrying about like a little hairpin, you just pop the body on and off. God damn it! I don't know how well it works. It's been raining all day, non-stop. So I'm surprised we didn't flood it again like we did a couple years ago. But yeah, I can't take the car out when it's flooding, but when it's raining like that. No traction with the tires. And if that car, if it's going like fast or going even at top speed, and it crashes into anything, it's done. I would have to go ahead and take apart the whole car and probably replace a ton of things. Which is why I'm glad I put upgrade shock on it too. I completely forgot about. But yeah. I did find out just today that it has the low center LCG chassis on it, which I was surprised. So I was gonna buy it at some point because it's like 75, 80 bucks for the LCG chassis, which is basically just lowers everything to make it stick to the ground better than stock chassis would. So I'm glad it has that, right? That saves me money. Since I definitely won't be using it as a basher, it's going to be my my on the street car, you know, my speed demon, my 110 speed demon. I won't have to worry about breaking anything, so worry about having ground clearance and stuff like that. God damn it! I mean, I was still to worry about breaking things because I can still crash into things. I can still get flipped over. I can, you know, all that stuff. Things where I gotta get this just reminds me, I gotta get new CV axles for it. That's what they're called, right? Yeah, you have your main drive shaft, and then you have your. No, those would just be axles, wouldn't they? Or would they also be drive shafts? I don't know. I just know the U-joints are getting worn out, so the tires are starting to wobble. It's the stock plastic ones anyways, so that's kind of expected. But oh yeah, also I gotta get a better heatsink motor. I have a real cheap one on it, and like yeah, I know it's helping pull some heat off of it, but it definitely needs something better, a lot better. And I've heard people tell me, well, like, if your motor shouldn't need a heatsink, you know, if your motor's getting so hot that you need one, then something's wrong. Like, no, even your car needs a heatsink. Yes, the car's different because it was combusting a gas to then drive pistons that are on a crankshaft that then ends up going with simple terms goes out to create torque to move your vehicle. Whereas this is just using electric, but electric current creates heat. No matter if it was being no matter if it's being overpowered or underpowered or it's being out torqued or whatever else, like it's going to create heat. I've never seen a car, especially a high-speed car, not have a heatsink on its motor. But I found a pretty decent looking one. I think it's 25 bucks. It's a dual fan, like like really cool fins and everything on it. So we'll see. There's another one where you get I can get a lot thicker fans, but they're like really high RPM output, and there's no heat sink. It's just the fans, which might work, but I don't know. I kind of want to do a water cooler on it. If I can't, there's no way I could. Okay, so as of right now, Sport Compact and Sport are done. They're completely done. We won't touch them again until we finish everything else. Okay? So that means the next one we'll probably do is probably the Grand Touring. Unless I can't afford the car, then we'll have to do something else. I mean, it says cars are affordable, so we'll see. So that'll be for another stream. Or I might have to do the Vintage, which I'm pretty sure those cars I couldn't afford in these. So yeah, right there, I can't do it because I can't afford a car. But yeah, so we will have to just wait till next stream, and we'll probably do the Grand Touring. But we're gonna go ahead and raid somebody real quick. Who is live right now? Let's see. A whole lot of nobody. So you got 24 viewers, got 5 viewers. This person has 4. That person also has 4. Any mini money mo, Kachai Bright, so if you guys I'm getting mini money mo. Mine really says 53, that's one, and you are it. Okay, we're gonna go raid a person called Witchy Fae. I think they're playing a game called Wild Woods right now. So, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all later.